He returned 6 kicks this year for touchdowns, 3 punt returns, 2 kick returns, even a missed field goal return in Indianapolis.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining in for the debut of TD Talk. It's a new show on HorseBit Entertainment. And, you know, it's by popular demand. I've had a lot of people say, hey, man, why don't you do like a football show, fantasy football? And I've had some other conversations. We're going to talk about point spreads and handicapping football as the NFL season goes on. And tonight we're going to do a snake draft, a mock draft, or actually a draft on Underdog. There is a link in the description for you guys to join Underdog. Underdog is a good site to do daily fantasy, much like FanDuel, if you guys are familiar with that. Also, you can do best ball. So best ball is basically you drafting a team, and it's going to fill up each of your slots, whoever does the best each week. So if you draft 3 quarterbacks and say you have Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, and Jared Goff on your team, if Jared Goff has the most points that week, he will be thrusted into your starting lineup, and the other 2 guys will be off of your starting lineup. So it's going to take your best scores from each player from one quarterback, two running backs, three wide receivers, and a tight end. They don't do kickers and defense. It's a really cool thing that I started doing last year, and I did pretty well with it. And I said, "What the hell? Let's do it some more this year." So basically, my fantasy football background, I've been involved with fantasy football for probably since 1998. And back then, guys, we would get the newspaper. Everybody would figure out their own scores. We didn't use the computer. Monday night, Tuesday morning, we would get the newspaper, find out, the stats and who did what, and total everything up. And we didn't know, we didn't know sometimes who won their game until that Tuesday. So things have changed a lot since I started in fantasy football back in 1998. I was in a horse players league with Anthony Trezza. A lot of you guys know him. He's no longer playing horses, or at least not on Twitter anymore. And he doesn't do contest play anymore, but he was the commissioner of a fantasy football league. And I actually did well with it. I used a strategy I'm going to use today in my draft called zero RB. And zero RB is basically what it means. You're not going to draft a running back for at least the first 5 rounds. And I used this strategy in his horse players league I was in, and I made it to the Fantasy Bowl 3 years in a row. And I was fortunate to win 2 of the Fantasy Bowls. And I lost the championship game in the other one, but it was a good strategy that I kind of picked up from a couple of guys, and it wasn't really popular back in even 2019, 2020, but I started doing it, and I was like, man, this is really working. So it's caught on now. I think people know that running backs are fragile. Running backs, you have an RBBC more than ever now, the running back by committee. And the days of Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, and Emmitt Smith are over. You don't have these bell cows. I mean, Derrick Henry's kind of a throwback, but he's long in a tooth. McCaffrey is, probably the best player in fantasy, but do you really feel confident he's going to make it through another season 100%? Like, he's going to miss some games, most likely. For him to get to have a season like he did last year, again, this year you're asking for a lot. So the zero RB, I think you need to go deep and wide out. You're going to probably look at it at like an elite tight end. I have a tight end in particular that I really like a lot. We'll go over that. And as far as quarterbacks, I think you can maybe even go 4 wideouts with your first 5 picks in best ball and go quarterback later. But I like to take a quarterback if I can. Some quarterbacks that I like to take late, though, a guy like Kirk Cousins. I mean, he's a guy that when healthy will put up numbers. I love the new offense. You can get him late. You can handcuff him, with the kid from Washington, of course. And then I like Bo Nix from Denver. He's looking more and more like a guy that can be a viable candidate for Rookie of the Year this year. If you guys have had a chance to watch him so far in preseason, I know it's preseason, but he looks fantastic. And he reminds me of Kirk Cousins, but can move. So, without further ado, let's get into the draft, and let's pick. We'll just do one of these like $10 games or something just to get started with. We don't want to do the slow one. Yes, we know. Allow notifications. All right, whatever. Okay, so we're just going to be waiting for some people to come in. It should fill up relatively quickly this time of year. Is that music in the background bothering you guys? I don't know if you can hear it. Let me see if I can turn it down just a little bit more. All right. All right, let's see if this fills. And so until it fills, we'll talk a little bit more. So basically, again, with best ball, guys, you're in with the strategy that I'm using. I mean, you can go hero running back. That's where you're going to take 2 running backs quickly and just pray to God that they don't get hurt. Or you can go 0 RB, which I like to do. And we're going to use that strategy and see if we can get some value later. I have some running back sleepers that I like a lot. And again, you have a lot of running back by committees, and I've touched on it. There's guys that come out of nowhere, as the season goes on. Is this thing going to fill? I'm surprised it hasn't filled yet. Let me see if, you know what, I'll leave this draft. See if I can find another one here. I bet you these $1 million ones fill up. Where are they at? The $5. Let's see here. Yeah, these usually fill up quick. Oh, 8 hours per pick. Here, let's do a $3 one just so we can get in. I don't know, people are kind of cheap. Maybe the $3 one will fill up. This is surprising because last night they were filling up quick. Yeah, just bear with me, guys. Not sure why it's not filling. Waiting. All right, let me see what's going on. This is bizarre. $12-person league. Okay, let's go to... All right, hold on. Let me go to drafts, NFL. Nope, I don't want that one. Okay, here we go. This should fill. So yeah, some things I've noticed in preseason, I noticed, man, the overprotection of some of these guys, and I know the rosters are bigger. They have a 15-man practice squad now, and they're just wanting to see more guys. But it seems like nobody plays in preseason. Like when I was a kid, I mean, everybody, the third game, I think the starters played the first 3 quarters. And you're just seeing a lot of guys like they need to here. This one just filled. A lot of guys say, all right, we're going to get going here. They get in game shape in the first game of the year. Now with this, it's random. It shows that I'm in the first slot. I could get the first pick, but they just randomize it, and I can get anything. I can get the last pick, the 5th pick, the 7th pick. So once it fills up all the way, then it will randomize my draft order. You can also go in here in settings, and you can like queue your guys. Like if you like a few running backs later on, Montgomery's a guy that I like to get on my team. Jalen Warren just got hurt today or this weekend. Chase Brown's a guy I like. I like Tajay Spears. Rico. I mean, I don't know if there's any Cowboy fans out there, but does anybody expect Zeke to like get 300 carries this year? No. I like Rico this year. I have a feeling a lot of other. He's already flip flopped Zeke on the ADP. Austin Eckler's a guy that was he was a top 3 pick 2 years ago, and now he's going late. But all right, here we go. The draft is going to start. So it looks like I got pick 11. So at pick 11, I usually I'm getting Garrett Wilson there. Garrett Wilson is a guy I like a lot, and if I can I'm sure I'll get him at 11. We'll see if there's any other value at 11. But keep in mind, I'm doing a 0 RB here, and I'm looking for probably 3 or 4 wide receivers in the first 5 picks. Draft will start in 20 seconds here. It's probably going to be McCaffrey and then CeeDee Lamb and then Hill. That's usually what you're seeing. There's McCaffrey. I would imagine CeeDee Lamb will go here, and then probably Tyreek. Oh, wow. Bijan went. Okay. I mean, I like Bijan too, but I'm a 0 RB guy, and I would imagine CD will go here. Yeah, okay. Tyreek, Jamar. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. I got him tagged in another league. Wow, Breece Hall. 3 out of the first 4 picks were running backs. That's pretty bizarre in my opinion. I haven't seen that too often. Tyreek Hill's good value at 5. There goes Jamar Chase. Again, I'm hoping I can get Garrett Wilson, but we'll see. Justin Jefferson, contract stuff going on. Or no, not with him, but quarterback stuff going on. There goes Garrett. Seeing Garrett go off kind of sucks there, but people are catching on. I'll be happy with either A.J. Brown or Puka. All right, I'm going to have to go with Puka here. And I haven't got Puka too much in the first round, but because I usually draft in earlier. Okay, so Taylor, this guy went hero. He went double. Wow. So I'm going to land on, listen, I'm high on Marvin Harrison. I know he's a rookie, but the guy got all the tools. And he'll probably catch 100 balls. Kyler Murray's just, he's just going to be staring at him. The defense isn't very good. They're in a tough division. I think they're going to be behind a lot. And, garbage time is a big part of fantasy football. So I probably have about 200 catches between those two guys. Coming back, Brandon Ayuk, possibly because I'm further down but it's probably not likely. But if I can get Ayuk or Malik Neighbors, although I don't know if I want two rookies um, in the wide receiver group there. But I would love to get Ayuk, and we'll see what happens after that. As far as a tight end goes, once Laporta and like Kelsey and McBride go off, a guy that I really like a lot this year is Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts has a new listen. I know he made all you Kyle Pitts owners like frustrated as all hell. I had him in a league last year. It was like bloody murder, but they have a new offensive coordinator. Kirk Cousins is there. They're even using him as like just they did that anyway, but he's being like seen as like a wideout. He's a tight end, but he plays like a wide receiver. And I can see him having just a gigantic year this year. And probably could be tight end one. I mean, I know you Laporta backers are going to say no, Laporta maybe Kincaid on Buffalo, but Pitts is a guy that I want to target at some point. Drake London will be gone. There he goes. Cooper, Devontae. Yeah, Ayuk, it would be so great if I can get him, but there's no way. Even if you hit, yeah, there's no way I'm getting Ayuk. So I'm going to have to look like down here at like Stephon Diggs, potentially DJ Moore, Michael Pittman. I don't know if they're going to be throwing the ball a lot in Indy. Zay Flowers I like a lot, but again, the quarterback situation, I mean, they don't throw the ball as much. I mean, Diggs and Moore are the two guys that I'll probably be looking at when they come back. Quarterbacks, I mean, look, nobody's taken one yet. Josh Allen, he's lost some weapons. He's gained a couple of guys, but Mahomes is probably a guy that should have a better year than he did last year, which sounds crazy because they won the Super Bowl, but I could see him being more of a prolific passer this year. I already mentioned Richardson. He's going to run the ball a lot. He's a good unicorn as far as that stuff goes. They call it the cheat code. But there's so much value at quarterback, and you can wait on that. With Diggs, though, and Nico and Tank Dell, I just don't know how he's going to fit in, but I can see Diggs being a possession receiver in a full point PPR. I just worry about his attitude. Guy's crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I do like Rashid Rice too. Somebody took DJ Moore, huh? Am I missing something? Oh yeah, they did. Diggs might get taken, although if he doesn't go here, yeah, this guy's already got two wideouts. He might take him. I'll take Diggs here if he falls to me. Rashid Rice is a good player. Man, there's just so many wide receivers muddled there. Oh, it's my pick. So I'm going to take Diggs here. Hope he has a renaissance. And I've got three really good wide receivers. So Laporta still hasn't come off the board yet. Kelsey hasn't, McBride, Andrews, or Kincaid. So I'm okay with all of those guys going and then having Kyle Pitts fall down to me. Running back here is a possibility, but I'm not going to do it because I already talked about it. I don't want to take, I want to take one more. You know what? I'm going to take Zay Flowers. I got my 4 wide receivers. I got Diggs, Zay Flowers. Lamar Jackson, I mean, he is the number 1. I got Puka and I got Marvin Harrison. So I got some really good playmakers, number 1s in each team. And Cooper Kupp, I mean, I know he's a perceived number 1, but he's passing the torch, so to speak. The tight ends will be coming off the board, and they have started. So what I'm hoping now, coming back, I have 16 picks. I'm hoping that Pitts, and he should, I'm hoping that Pitts will fall to me with my next pick. And we have a plethora of running backs. Like I said, running back by committee. Guys are going to get hurt. I mean, you could stash guys on these best ball benches late in the draft, and they're like league winners later on. Mark Andrews and Kincaid are still out there. Quarterbacks, you still got Mahomes, Lamar, Richardson. There's a lot of guys out there. I could go for a couple of stacks, but Stroud, if he's around, maybe I can take him in a couple of rounds. Again, I like Kirk Cousins, so we'll see what happens there. Okay, Andrews and Kincaid. Andrews I like, but man, he's always getting hurt. And if you take him, you got to get, likely, the backup. So Kincaid is probably going to have a killer year. They got a couple of guys over there, though, Curtis Samuel. And I just know Kyle Pitts, that the offensive coordinator, is going to be the equalizer. He died and went to heaven when that coaching staff got fired. Okay, 7 picks away. Andrews and Kincaid are still out there, so I think Pitts should make it to me. Here goes Kincaid. So I got the Mark Andrews as a buffer here. Some people might take Kittle over Pitts sometimes, but... And then what I might do, I might follow up Pitts if I get him with CJ. I do have the Diggs combination. Okay, now Pitts is the top tight end on the board. I'm dreading somebody picks him up here. I usually get him at this point, probably 80% of the time. All right, I get him. Sweet. It fell right in my lap. Very happy about it. So what I'll do, I'll come back now. I do have Diggs. I've got, you got 2... Oh, CJ's off. No, CJ's on the board. So if I can get CJ with my next pick, I will do that. I'll have the CJ Diggs combination. What's this guy doing? Sweet. Fell in my lap. All right, so I'm going to get CJ here. So this is a really good zero RB strategy I got going. Let's see. Trying to figure out how this is how you do it. So trying to scroll down. I got CJ, I got Puka, Marvin Harrison, Stephon Diggs, Zay Flowers, and I got Kyle Pitts. So now what I want to do is I want to pound these running backs. There's a lot of guys out here yet. I mean, there's some good talent out here. This is my point, guys. I mean, I know I'm 17 picks away. Chances are I'm not going to get Kamara or James Conner. Najee moves up a little bit with the Warren injury. I don't know how serious it is. I'm not a big fan of Najee. Ramondre Stevenson going into last year was all the rage, but Zamir White, if you get him, you want to handcuff him. Oh my God, DeAndre Swift would be a godsend if I can get him. Mostert is in a good situation. There's so many good backs here. I mean, I actually like Tajay Spears better than Pollard this year, but even Zach Moss, Javonte, his knee injury a couple years ago just kind of killed it for me. He wasn't very good last year. I don't like Devin Singletary. I like another guy later. I mean, even Nick Chubb, if you can wait on him, for crying out loud. I mean, there's so many guys. I mean, you got Ty Chandler, Tyler Algier. All these guys are really good. Khalil Herbert. I like Tyrone Tracy a lot. I think he's going to be the guy. He's a sleeper. There's a lot of guys. I mean, but point being, you can pound some running backs. There's a couple of good wideouts left. I got some sleepers later. These guys are all guys kind of like, we mentioned Curtis Samuel, but I like Jordan Addison last year. Him and Cousins really connected. I don't know what's going to happen this year. I love Cortland Sutton because of Bo Nick's situation. And this is a guy that I'm targeting a lot. And we're going to definitely pick him up as my fifth wide receiver. As far as the running backs go, let's just see what happens. We got 9 picks away. I would love to get DeAndre Swift. I think he has the possibility to catch like 50, 60 balls this year. And in a PPR league, he's got a lot of value. Guys, thanks for joining in again. Hey, hit the like and subscribe button. And tell your buddies about the new show on HorseBit Entertainment. We're going to be talking about point spreads too and stuff. Damn, if I can get DeAndre here, I would go nuts. James Conner too. If I can get Conner and handcuff him with Trey Benson, that would be sweet. Well, there he went. This guy here is doing the same thing I'm doing. He's doing zero. What is it called? Zero RB, and he's got 5 wideouts and 1 tight end, like I got. So he's taking a running back here. No, he took a quarterback. Wow. This is more of a. There went Coleman. Okay, rookie wideout in Buffalo. I like him. I just think Kincaid's going to be the first option there, but wide receivers. The wide receivers are going to be all over the place. I'm going to get DeAndre, I think. And I like him better than Najee. So, oh, I would love this. Is great. So DeAndre Swift falls right to my lap, which I thought he might, but that's sweet. And again, I'm very high on him. I like him better than Najee. Now, if Najee, see, I like Warren better than Najee. Warren's banged up a little bit, but he'll probably be fine by week 2 or 3. I guess you could say, hey, you're 3 picks away. Why didn't you just take Najee and go to DeAndre? I don't want this guy taking DeAndre. DeAndre, if you like a guy, guys, don't like fret over 3 slots. Take the guy that you want. I'll be forced to take Najee here. I like Raheem too. I know A-Chain is, I mean, it's like a 1-2 punch. It's thunder and lightning. Raheem is getting long in a tooth though. But man, he scored a lot of touchdowns. Okay, here I have to be crazy not to take Najee. And it's good value. I just want to make sure that I scoop up Warren later. And not too much later. Actually, did Warren go? No, he's right here. Yeah, Warren's probably going to be gone, guys, actually, now that I think about it. Let me hit all the ADPs here. Yeah, Warren will be gone, but Najee's good value there. I haven't gotten him in the 8th round, so he usually goes in the 7th and whatever. And I'm not the biggest fan, but Justin Fields will probably be the starter in Pittsburgh. He'll probably dump off a lot of passes. Whoop. Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton's a guy that I really like, and if he's available on my next turn out of one of my 2 picks, I will take him. Brock Bowers is not in a good situation, but he's very talented. Yeah, Cortland Sutton probably won't make it back. If this guy takes a wide out, I'll be shocked. He's already got 6 on his roster. Jordan Love's been looking a little bit shaky in the preseason. He threw 3 interceptions this weekend, I guess. But yeah, Warren went off the board. He's a little banged up, and I've been typically taking Warren ahead of Najee, but I guess the value was there. Boom, 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 boom. And guys, hit the like I said, hit the like and subscribe. And also, if you go in the on my YouTube channel on this link, you can click on underdogfantasy.com/Stevo on there. You can hit that link there and you can sign up to Underdog drafts like this or other daily fantasy. Chase Brown's a guy I like a lot. Zach Moss is good. I mean, look at the talent. That's why you got to go wide out. I like Dowdle. I mean, Nick Chubb. Can you see this guy around Thanksgiving, like hitting his best stride? I do. Austin Eckler, he's not going to disappear over there in Washington. Rookie quarterback. He's going to depend on a veteran running back like that to catch some balls out of the backfield. Ty Chandler's good value. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. My next pick is going to be interesting. Hunter Henry's a guy I like for a backup. Noah Conklin is really looking good too. So there's plenty of good like backup tight ends I can get after my Kyle Pitts guy, my Pitts pick. Yeah, no more Sutton. That's okay. Wicks is looking really good, man. Green Bay's got so many wideouts, but man, Wicks looks great. Somebody just took Romeo over him, and I like Wicks. Josh Downs is like interesting little value. Xavier Leggett. There's plenty of other. All right, we're coming up on my pick. Zach Moss, I'll take him if he's available. I'm probably going to go Zach Moss and Rico here. Oh God, he just took Zach Moss. Well, you get sniped a lot. Rico won't be back for when I come back. I like Rico, so I'm taking Rico. And if Eckler, I'm probably going to take Eckler, especially in PPR. I love Eckler. I know he's in Washington. We're not expecting Eckler to be the Eckler of old. Don't get me wrong, but Nick Chubb is a guy that you would have to wait on. Like I said, he probably won't be at 100% until week 8, I'm guessing. He'll probably not get as much action early. So I'm going to take Eckler here. He won't be around probably when I come back anyway. I got some other good guys. I still got yeah, I got Tracy, McLaughlin, Algier. And to be honest with you, I'm surprised at the running backs that I got, considering the wide receiver core I got. Right now, I have 4 wideouts and 4 running backs with the tight end and the quarterback. So I got DeAndre Swift and Najee Harris, along with Dowdle and Eckler. I mean, that's pretty impressive, considering I got Puka, Marvin Harrison, Stephon Diggs, and Zay Flowers. And you guys know that I'm super high on Kyle Pitts. I think he could potentially be a tight end 1 this year. Although Laporta will most likely, if he stays healthy, will most likely win that. I will mention that I think Travis Kelce is going to take a step back. I think the wide receiver crew is better in Kansas City. And Kelce will probably be more of a red zone threat as opposed to making a ton of plays like he has been in the middle of the field through the years. That's just my opinion. I don't, just by watching him last year, he's getting banged up more. He's getting older. Pitts didn't do nothing last year. He's fresh, So from here, with the zero running back, zero RB strategy, you go heavy wide out. I got some good running backs. I got my quarterback. I got my tight end. So now you just fill in slots. Like, who do you like? You can go check out the ADP. Like, you can go anywhere here. I do like Wicks. I can go for another backup, another quarterback. And remember, guys, it's not really a backup. This isn't like weekly. So, even though that CJ's my quarterback, say I drafted Trevor. I mean, if Trevor scores more points, he automatically is my weekly guy that week for best ball. He scored the most points. He's the guy that we use. So yeah, here's Trey. I guess I won't mind getting. Well, you know what? I'll let somebody else grab them. I like to handcuff Trey to. All right, what do we got here? 10 picks away. I like my team so far. I'm probably going to go with another wideout here. If I can get Wicks, I'll take him. But if Nick Chubb is there, he's a guy that I like for later on in the season. Chances are he'll get taken by that's I'm 8 picks away. I don't think he'll last. If Nick Chubb is there, I'll snatch him up. True story, I drafted Nick Chubb in one of my leagues last year in the first round. And he got hurt. I ended up with a pretty good team, but it was too much to overcome. There goes Chubb. Okay. Didn't think he would make it. I was almost there. So with Chubb gone, I like my running back situation, to be honest with you, after I went heavy with my 0 RB with the wideouts. I'm probably going to go wideout, although Wicks just got taken out. So that's kind of a kick in the nuts. Haven't seen Chubb and Wicks go off the board, two guys that I was talking about. So now I can go in any number of directions. I could probably wait on a couple of those wideouts. God, Mitchell, I kind of like. I just don't know about the passing game over there. I'm on the clock. Here, I know Cousins won't be back when I come back. I want Cousins, and I also have that combination. So I have 2 quarterbacks, guys, that have combinations with CJ to Diggs and Cousins to Pitts, which is pretty good. With this other pick, I can go running back again. I'm not going to go run. I got to go wide out. I like Downs, but man, I like Mitchell. I'm going to go Mitchell here. All right, so Mitchell is available. I have to take Mitchell here. I think he's good, like upside value here. And he's a guy, he's my 5th wideout. If you guys have any suggestions, you can see what's in my queue. If you guys, by the way, with Cousins, I love picking up. Well, first of all, I love Bo Nix. I'd love to get him. But I like Penix too with Cousins, just in case he got hurt. But if you guys have any suggestions, I'm 15 picks away. Let me know what you guys think. I like Tracy. Plenty of those guys. I'll go Tyrone Tracy with my next pick if I can get him. Let me see what else I got. J.K. Dobbins, God. I'll tell you what, J.K. Actually, I could wait on Tracy potentially, but I don't know. It's going to be dicey. J.K., man, I love this guy coming out of Ohio State and had him on a couple of leagues. And, man, when he was 100%, he was a monster. It's a shame. Two knee injuries. Ray Davis is sneaky. Oh, I like Bucky on Tampa. I like Khalil, but since I got DeAndre, Khalil might not be a bad pick. Kamani Vidal, this guy's getting a lot of press. I like Tank. There's a lot of running backs that you can take. How do we go to the big board on here? I'm always doing this on my phone. Oh, here we go. Is that how you do it? I don't know how to lift it up. Oh, is this how you do it? Oh, cool. So here's the board so far. I wonder if I can share this instead. Okay, there we go. Is that better? I don't know. That looks kind of cool. You guys can kind of see what's going on. All right, my pick's coming up. I don't know where I'm going to go here. I'm going to go running back. I can go Ray Davis in Buffalo. I like Xavier Leggett too. I'll probably go wide receiver and running back here. I'm going to go with Xavier. And since I got DeAndre Swift, I'll probably end up going Khalil. So let's go Xavier. And I do have, just to make things easier, I'll probably go Khalil Herbert. Yeah, we'll go Khalil Herbert here. And, in case DeAndre Swift got hurt, Khalil, he averaged, if you look at his stats, his yards per carry have been good his whole career, his short career. So now, I don't know if you guys can see this whole board. It's weird. I got the 11th pick for some reason. The 10th guy isn't, or the 12th guy isn't showing up. There he is. So far, if you look what I got, I started the draft. I got Puka and Marvin Harrison. I could have went with Nico. Might have been a mistake not taking Nico, but I came back with Diggs later. I think Marvin Harrison is going to be more of the target share guy, where you have Tank, you have Diggs, and you have, of course, Nico. Where Marvin Harrison, he's going to be the guy. Came back with Diggs. I got Zay Flowers, and then Pitts, who I'm high on, and CJ. And honestly, going 0 RB and getting DeAndre Swift, Najee Harris, and even Rico, I'm very happy with that. And then Eckler. Yeah, I'm very happy with the way things have turned out. I wish, Garrett Wilson would have fell to 11, but I'll take Puka. I'm sure you guys have a lot of friends and family leagues coming up. A lot of them are online. I have 2 drafts where it's in person. My buddy's garage. One league in particular, actually both of those leagues that we do in person, we have a traveling trophy. And I've been in those leagues, one league since 98, like I told you, and the other league 2000. So 24 and 26 years. The first year I was in that league in 1998, that one league, we didn't do weekly waivers. We had a kind of like a halfway through supplemental draft. It was weird. The guy, nobody drafted Randall Cunningham that year for the Vikings. That was the year he threw all those touchdowns, Randy Moss. And the guy that had the worst record, halfway point, he got Randall Cunningham and won the whole league. And then my cousin in 2000, and my cousin the next year in 99, we used to do our waivers. We used to put them in a hat, like write them down on a piece of paper and put them in a hat. My cousin picked Kurt Warner out of there one week for waivers, probably the second week because he blew up the first week, and he won the fantasy ball. So that's how we did waivers the first 2 years in 2 different leagues. All right, there goes Conklin. I really wanted Conklin as a backup tight end. Hunter Henry too. So Fant's gone. There's really not a lot of good tight ends left. I'm going to look at a tight end here, though. Let's see what tight ends are left. Not a lot. Likely Jonnu Smith. Isaiah would be very good if something were to happen to Andrews. I'll wait on a tight end. I'm going to go Bucky. He's got a lot of upside. And if I get Tyrone Tracy, I might take him too because he will not be back when I come back around. Although, somebody took Bo Nix. That's fine. I have Bo Nix in some other leagues. I don't want to be. Okay. Michael Penix is a guy I can take with my last pick, and I can handcuff him to Kirk Cousins. It's weird saying you're going to handcuff a quarterback, but okay. So I don't think Tyrone Tracy's going to be around next time. I'm going to snag him up. Kind of high on him. All right, we got to look at some tight ends. Colby looks good. I'll probably grab him. I'll probably go with Colby. Gesicki is kind of got some good buzz going on right now with Burrow. So those are two guys that I'll look at on the way back. Quentin Johnson went off the board before I took Tyrone. Justice Hill, too small. Tolbert. Bryce Young has every right to move forward a little bit, obviously. They got a little bit of help over there. That was the worst trade I've ever seen in my life with Carolina, with the Bears. You know, if you're going to trade up for the number one overall and go for Bryce Young, that's fine. But how do you trade away DJ Moore? That ensured that you were not going to get the development out of your quarterback and that you guys were going to suck and give the Bears the number one pick the next year. Pretty weird. There are 2 rounds left. I need a tight end, a backup tight end. I've got 1, 2. I got 6 wideouts. I'm pretty happy with the wideouts. I'm pretty happy with the running back room, to be honest with you. I'll probably go one more. I'll probably go with Penix, and I'll go with a tight end. I'll take Parkinson or Gesicki. And like I said, I'll probably take Penix with my last pick. I don't think anybody's going to want him. What other quarterbacks are there? I think Minshew was named starter, which that probably won't last long. McCarthy's done. Yep. So I'll take Daniel Jones is the only starter left worth taking. I guess Derek Carr, but yeah, I'll take Penix and I'll take Parkinson with my next 2 picks to complete my team, and I'll be content with this team. Could have went Nico instead of Marvin Harrison Jr., but I got Diggs later, and I'm fine with that. I do have CJ to Diggs, and I do have Cousins to the tight end. See here. Seven picks away. And then we'll see. What happens when you're done with this draft, too, they calculate total points. I guess you don't really have to pay attention to that, but their algorithm says, hey, you did good or you didn't do good. So Perkins, he got taken. So I got Gesicki and Penix left. And I'm hoping I can get both of those guys. All right, I'm going to go with Gesicki first, just in case. And we'll go with Penix With the last pick, boom, my team is done. We'll look at it in a minute here. I'll let these guys make their last picks. And then this is a best ball draft, guys. This was a $5 entry for it's $1 million tournament. I don't know how the payouts go, but big prize money if you have a near perfect lineup, a good lineup. And again, you're drafting people that other people won't have. So it's not like your daily fantasy where there's percentage, of people owned and stuff like that. You draft a guy, that's your guy. Your depth is going to determine if you do well, and you need some league winners that are going to blow up later. Some guys that, under the radar that blow up later. Who knows? It could be Bucky Irving on Tampa Bay for me. And we're almost done. Couple picks left. This guy's got 10 wide receivers with one running back. What is this guy doing? That's a good way not to win. He took Shipley. He's got... Oh, man. What a mess. This guy will probably go running back depth. And he did. This guy can go anywhere. Probably wide receiver. All right. Well, draft is over. So here's my team, my quarterback room. CJ Stroud, Kirk Cousins, Penix. These are my running backs who I got these guys. I think I drafted my first running back. Well, there it is, DeAndre Swift. Pick 83. That's like the 7th round. Pretty amazing to get him with Najee. And I love Rico this year. I think Austin Eckler can have a renaissance in Washington. Khalil Herbert's a good handcuff. Bucky, I like him a lot. And of course, Tracy, I like. I like all these guys. Wide receivers, I went 0 RB. I got 6 wideouts. With the 11th pick, I was hoping Garrett Wilson would fall. I knew he wouldn't, most likely. He's been climbing. I'm content with Puka. I could have went with Nico. I went with Marvin. If I would have went Nico, I would have came back and got somebody else instead of Diggs. But I'm content with that because I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to have a huge year. He's pretty much the target besides McBride. So it's going to be those two guys catching all the balls. And, Zay Flowers is the number 1 in Baltimore. And I got value on him, by the way. And, Mitchell and Leggett are like 2 boom guys that can do some good things later on. Kind of wish I had one more wideout, maybe a 7th, but I'm all right. Tight end room, I love Pitts, and Gesicki is actually having a good camp. So I'm content with that. But, Pitts is a guy that they're flanking him. He's not going to be in there right off the tackle blocking. I mean, he will sometimes. But they got this guy split out. This he doesn't look like a tight end either. He looks like a wideout. So anyway, let me know what you guys thought about the draft. I thought it was a pretty good team. And this is a best ball. This is a 0 RB. It's a good strategy. It's a strategy that I have won with. And I kind of fell into it just by accident. And it worked, and I kept doing it. So we'll see. If you guys want to join Underdog, go into the description, hit the link, and sign up. There's a link in there for you to do that. And we're going to have other content like this. TD Talk is the name of the show. This is the first show I've ever done for fantasy football and football in particular. We're going to be also talking about. I'm part of a. It's called a Pick 5, $1,000 buy-in. You pick 5 games against the point spread each week. I'll have guests on, some other good football handicappers as we go through the season. But what you do is you get, I think, 2 points for picking the point spread correctly, 1 point for a push, and then if you lose, you get nothing. So there were about 40 people in this last year. The winner got 25 grand. I finished 4th. I think I got my money back. So I'm hoping to win it this year. There's some sharp guys in there. As far as seasonal fantasy football leagues, I have 5 leagues that I'm in. And I'm in an interesting one. My buddy Dylan Donnelly got me in a franchise league, or dynasty. They call it dynasty. I never played a dynasty league. I have a lot of. I feel like I have a good team to build on for the future, but we'll see what happens this year. I got some good talent though. I got Malik Neighbors on there, Marvin Harrison Jr. I ended up getting Tyreek Hill. I did draft J.J. McCarthy though, and unfortunately he got hurt. But I'm not going to drop him. I'm going to keep him for next year. I got a couple other guys. We'll take a look. I'm a little thin at quarterback over there. I have some starters, but I'm a little thin. But anyway, guys, I hope you liked the content today and enjoyed the best ball draft. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about my draft, what you liked, what you didn't like. If you think the 0 RB strategy is a good one, it's one that I'm going to be heavily using. And I think you guys should too, as it's a good winning strategy. You can find value in running back later. And like I said, you guys might have had a different opinion on some of the wide receivers that I took for 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first 4 picks, but you can see the running backs that I got. There's some talent there, and these guys you can grab later. I mean, I got DeAndre Swift in the 7th round. That's pretty damn good. You can wait on a quarterback. Maybe I can get another running back, but you don't want to wait too long. I mean, CJ, I feel good about having him, and I like having the Atlanta Falcon guys. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it. Thanks for joining. We will see you next time. Look for, hit the bell notification. You'll see all of the content for horse racing and for, TD Talk. So we will see you on the flip side.